Hey guys, and welcome to the very first 411 on Tech Talks. We are the 411 on Tech. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Damien.
And if you don't already know us, we've been on YouTube for about 2 years now. You can find us at 411 on Tech. And we do a lot of tech tutorials, tech reviews, but we wanted a little less formal way of just kind of chatting, talking to you guys about tech. We love talking about tech. So we just want to be able to share all that with you. So, Damien, what are we talking about? Give the people a little preview.
Well, today, we found out about the Asus ROG Ally handheld gaming device that's coming out, a gaming PC. And, they're saying it's only going to be $699, which is only $51 more than the Steam Deck.
Well, don't give them too much, Damien. Just a preview. What else?
So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about...
Whet their appetite.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about some of the processors that might be coming, these AMD Ryzen Z1 and Z1 Extreme processors. We're talking a little bit about that Apple's mixed reality headset that they're going to be, is rumored to be released at WWDC in June. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about that.
And Samsung, their choice to possibly switch their search to Bing versus Google as the default.
Yeah, and the fallout from that, and, how that puts Google in what kind of position. And iMessages on Windows 11. Now, you can do it in Mac OS, but, a lot of people don't have Macs, and be able to have something like you can, on the Mac OS on the Windows side would be very, very nice indeed.
All right, but let's kick things off with the Asus ROG Ally handheld gaming console. So I think we're super excited about this. So far, it's nothing official. So it's just been kind of like leaks and rumors. But based on the leaks and rumors, it definitely sounds like it's going to give the Steam Deck and the other handheld consoles a run for their money.
Yeah, definitely. The Steam Deck's claim to fame was, it was an affordable handheld gaming device, coming in at, half the cost of something like an Aya Neo, but still getting great performance. So even though the Aya Neo, Pro 2 outperforms the Steam Deck, and the Aya Neo Geek, which is like the more scaled down hardware version of the Pro, you still were paying like $1,500-$1,600 for one of those devices. Now you're getting something that's only $51 more, and it's going to outperform the Steam Deck and have a better screen, higher refresh rate, and things like that. So what does this mean for Valve? They're saying they're not going to be releasing the Steam Deck 2 anytime soon. Now, it runs Windows 11 as opposed to SteamOS, which is like more tightly integrated for the handheld gaming experience. You don't have those nice little touch pads to use like the mouse. You have to use the thumbsticks and the buttons and stuff to get around the Windows operating system.
Yeah, so the price, so again, nothing is official, but they're saying the 256 gigabyte model is going to be $600. Mm-hmm. And the 512 gigabyte is going to be $699. So for the high end, the 512, that's only $51 more than the Steam Deck. And the specs are looking a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a Ryzen 7000 and RDNA 3, the 16 gigs of LPDDR5 memory.
Yeah, and they're semi-custom chips.
Yeah.
So what they're calling them is so it's an AMD Ryzen Z1, and it looks like that's going to be in the 256 gigabyte model, and then they have the Ryzen Z1 Extreme, which looks like it's going to be in the 512.
Yeah. So we don't know if those chips are going to be like the final versions. Those are going to be like a custom chip in this Asus Ally, and we got to believe that Asus is selling these at a loss, and they're such a big company that they're subsidizing it maybe, with all the other peripherals that they sell, like GPUs and motherboards and things like that. And, they do have some pre-builts and things like that. And also, like, another big coup is that it's only 608 grams. It's going to be lighter than the Steam Deck. So, on those long sessions of gaming, holding something that's a little bit lighter can actually... help you out there.
I never really felt like the Steam Deck is heavy.
I don't. Yeah, but lighter is always better when you have a handheld. But yeah, I don't really think it's heavy, but it is lighter.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But yeah, these chips are definitely exciting. And then so AMD officially announced them about 5 days ago. And I mean, they're sounding pretty beefy. I mean, just the Z1, 6 cores, 12 threads, 4 AMD RDNA 3 compute units. And then the Extreme is 8 cores, 16 threads, 12 AMD RDNA 3 compute units. So it's definitely going to have the power. And then, as you mentioned, you can get up to 16 gigabytes LPDDR5, which is dual channel, so that's nice. It's going to be 1080p, so the screen, it's IPS 1080p,
Yep.
and up to 120 hertz. That's pretty big.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to look as good as the bezel-less screen on the Ioneo Pro 2,
yeah,
or the Ioneo 2. Yeah, so that looks really nice. So I wonder if it's going to look like that. Another thing they're saying is that the M2 SSD is going to be just like a one screw to replace. So, with the Steam Deck, you have to, take the back cover off, and you got to kind of get
which
to
we
it.
haven't done yet.
Yeah, we haven't, and it looks a little bit more involved. Where if this is going to just be like one screw, and you can pop in like bigger sources, things like that.
We did just recently take off the back plate.
Yeah, we got the back plate off.
You can check out our latest video where we changed the back plate of the Steam Deck to the JSOC's transparent back plate, which is actually pretty nice. It looks really cool. They have really cool colors.
Yeah. Yep.
But the main thing is like it helps with thermals. So we were getting like 4 or 5 degrees cooler, and the fans weren't running as high as an RPM, so it was like much quieter.
Yeah.
But so it would definitely be a little bit more difficult to replace the SSD in the Steam Deck versus if it's on the Ally, if it's only one screw.
Yeah,
that makes it a lot easier
because
not everybody feels comfortable opening up, electronics and upgrading it. And
but if it's
like
something
that.
similar to like replacing like something on like a laptop, you just unscrew the screw and it's put in an angle and you put it down. That'd be pretty nice. Also, another thing, since it runs Windows 11, you can do things like Xbox Game Pass and other streaming storefronts where you can do it on the Steam Deck, but it's kind of a workaround, and I'm not sure that the average user is actually doing that, so that makes some of those things a little bit more accessible.
And I don't know if they'll have those apps like already. I mean, obviously it's easy enough. If it's Windows, you just go to a browser, but they might already have them. I think it's at the... I think there's some other handheld, and it's already like they already have those apps like there for you.
Okay.
So all you got to do is launch them, put in your creds, and you're gaming. So
maybe
that's really nice.
Maybe the One Player X or I think it's the Ioki. I always say that one wrong.
Yeah. So this is supposed to come out sometime in May. So it looks like they're going to have a launch event on May 11th. Now it's kind of been like, are they going to do a pre-order?
Yeah.
Or are they just going to I have a feeling they're just going to May 11th. The launching it, it's available now, or maybe sometime during that day, like later or whatever, and it's gonna be crazy because I think there's a lot of hype with it because again, I mean, it sounds great. Like the specs are better than the Steam Deck. It's only like $51 or $71 more based on the storage capacity. So I think they're only selling it on, is it Best Buy? Or you can get it on Asus website as well.
Yeah, I think it's Asus. But yeah, just look at Wario64. I'm sure it'll be dropped. Wario always finds a way to get your money.
Yeah, well, and he lets you know, like, it seems like sometimes before they know.
Yeah.
He's definitely on it. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to try to get one, get it in for review. Because, I mean, it seems exciting. And with a company like Asus, doing that, obviously they know gaming, they know hardware.
Yeah, and then they're also going to have that Asus Armory crate, which I think
so
I heard is going to be, kind of like IS-based on the Ioneo devices where you can do things like change the TDP and maybe like refresh rates and things like that. So if they can get like a better version of IS-based on there with Armory crate, that's also going to be another big win for them.
Yeah, so it's definitely exciting. And then it's also going to come packaged with a 65-watt USB-C power brick. Now, I heard it can go from, I think, 50% in 30 minutes. I'm not sure what I know the Steam Deck isn't that quick.
Yeah, we'll have to get it in and verify that with testing once we get
Yeah.
our hand up. Well, we're just waiting to
And
see
again,
when
all
it goes
this
on sale.
is kind of speculation.
Yeah,
Because if you go on Asus's website, they say when you click on tech specs, it says to come or like
Right.
coming soon.
Yeah.
But it sounded like all this is probably going to be true.
Yeah. Now looking at the device, like the pictures, and it has like the RGB on the thumbsticks and things like that. It looks cool. I'm not really excited about the D-pad. So for like any of the fighting games and things like that, I don't think that that's gonna play too well. But like other games, like adventure games and action games, the kind of games that I play, is probably gonna be good for those.
Now, the one thing it doesn't have that the Steam Deck does, and some people might miss this, is it doesn't have those trackpads.
Yeah.
So obviously you're using Windows 11, and those trackpads, obviously the Steam Deck isn't, has Windows on it unless you put it on there. But I just like others, like it's just easy, I think,
to
to
navigate,
control the mouse with
Yep.
like a trackpad and just, PC games that you would just. I think some people are going to
Yeah, if
miss
you're
that.
playing some like
So-
strategy games or things like that where you need the mouse.
And then is it only going to come in white? So looking at it, all the images that I've seen, it's white.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
I
gonna
feel like
get-
they're probably gonna have a white and a
I
black.
feel like that's going to get dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now,
mean,
it says, like,
white
also-
always looks good, but it's just like,
Hard to keep. It also says it's gonna have Dolby Atmos surround, so some kind of like simulated Dolby Atmos. So that could be something. So I wonder how loud it's gonna get, and having good sound. If you're not using headphones or something like that, always adds to the immersion of the gameplay. So that'll be interesting to see what that's like. That's been listed as a feature as well.
Yeah. So stay tuned for May 11th. I mean, we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on things.
Some RGB lighting strip on the back, some paddles and things like that. So yeah, this whole like handheld gaming thing's really taken off, and it looks like Asus wants their piece of the pie. And I'm also wondering, a lot of people have the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's been a really good seller. Like, are people going to be itching to get another handheld who already have a Steam Deck, or are they just content to play? Since the screen is pretty small, it still looks pretty sharp even at the 800p. So are people going to really be like, oh, I need this, 1080p, 120 hertz? People that always want the best of the best, of course, they're going to get it. But people that already have the Steam Deck and have everything already set up, are they going to want to get? You got Emu Deck for your emulation.
Yeah.
You got a lot of nice things going on the Steam Deck. It's a pretty mature platform at this point. But
I'm excited.
This performance could be swaying some people, and that we're, as tech enthusiasts, we're excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. And what's also kind of interesting is, so I've been seeing articles that Microsoft is working on a handheld mode for Steam Deck, but also other handheld consoles. So I think that's kind of nice. So like the Aya Neo that we have, that runs Windows.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it just like you would be running it on your PC, but if they had like a handheld kind of version, like kind of like if it was almost like the Steam Deck OS,
Yeah.
which is a little bit easier to navigate with a handheld and just
Yeah,
I
something
think
that's
that'll be
tailored to the
nice.
handheld experience. And it's just because, like you mentioned on Aya Neo, like you have the Aya space and that gives you like the cursor and everything, but sometimes there's just a little bit of disconnect on doing certain things on there because
Yeah. Or it
Windows
just
11 is not designed.
It just takes a little more time to like navigate Windows with like a handheld.
Yeah, so that it's going to be interesting to see, and I can imagine Asus, they might have been a big player in that. Say, hey, we move a lot of like Windows OSs with all the hardware we sell, and
Yeah.
can you help us out with more tail? We got this device coming to market, and
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so that's definitely something
So,
to look forward to.
Yeah, so stay tuned. So moving on.
You're really excited about this one.
Apple's mixed reality headset. I have mixed feelings about this mixed reality headset.
I see what you did there.
So yeah, obviously it's all leaks again. So Apple hasn't officially announced anything. I know, it seemed like they were going to do it at the the last event that they had.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
thought
thought
they
it was
were
going to
going to
be
do
at
it.
like maybe like when the iPhone launched in September, one of those events.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it looks like they're holding off for June for WWDC,
which is
that
kind of
seems
weird
more. Well, I
because it's
don't know.
developers conf,
But
you
it's
know,
like
and
a
that's
new
like
thing they developed. I think
yeah,
that
but it's more like a software for like
that's
iOS and
true.
watchOS. You normally get
Yeah.
like new releases of software, like hardware really isn't a thing. So we'll see. So I'm kind of got my skepticals on, but everybody is saying it. I
Yeah.
think Mark Gurman is saying, that it could be released or talked
I
about
think so
at the
because
WWDC, which
yeah. Like it seemed like they were going to announce it before, so maybe they just weren't quite ready. So
yeah, that
so
could
the
be it.
next
Like with
event
the
is
part
WW.
shortage, but now they're itching to get this thing to market because we've been hearing about it for a number of years
A
now.
long time,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's looking like I've been seeing that the possible name for it is Reality Pro. So they're just jumping right into Pro. You know how
Yes.
Apple's now like Pro
Pro,
Max,
Ultra.
Ultra.
Yeah.
So they're jumping right into Reality Pro again. That's just speculation. I don't know. I think it's a good name. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Reality Pro is a good name, and now they're saying that eventually, well, the rumors that I've been hearing is that eventually you're going to just use this mixed reality headset and it'll replace your iPhone. So they're saying everything you can do on the iPad, you can do on the iPhone, you'll be able to do with this device. So
Which is crazy.
I'm kind of like, really itching to see how is there going to be like a holographic keyboard and you can interact with the apps that way. So this is like, what is that one movie with Tom Cruise in it?
Oh, Minority. I always say
Minority.
that wrong.
Yeah,
Is
like
it Minority?
Minority.
Minority.
Minority Report, where you got the holographic keyboard, like augmented reality is interacting with things in your environment, and
That would be.
if they got something like that, I mean, this could be like the next big, like an iPhone moment, a Chat GPT moment of how we live every day and use technology to make our lives better or to make it more enhanced.
Yeah, I definitely have heard that they're like trying to lean towards getting away from phones and it being that. But then like how you were kind of saying yesterday, like, so are we wearing this in public?
Yeah.
It kind of seems a little weird. Like, can you imagine people going on? And if you've seen the renders, I mean, again, it might not look like that, but I kind of hope it does because it looks pretty cool. It looks like it almost looks like the band that's going to go around your head looks like the band of the AirPod Maxes. That like it kind of looks like that band.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hit my mic there. So yeah, and then the mix part of it though, my mixed feelings is it's Apple, right? So it's gonna be expensive. It's not gonna be cheap. Everybody is saying that it's probably going to be around $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Damien, do you think it's worth $3,000?
I mean, I think
from what we know,
from what I know, it's going to be an experience like you can't experience with anything else.
Because nothing is done until Apple does it.
Right. The 1 terabyte iPhone Pro Max is $1,600. So I can see a device that has virtual reality AR also included in it being $3,000. I hope it's not going to be $3,000.
I mean, it's going to have an M2 processor in it.
Yeah, and two 4K displays.
Yeah, two 4K displays.
I'm pretty sure a lot of R&D went in. Then you have to pay the Apple tax because Apple products are always more expensive. It's kind of like, it might not cost them that much to produce, but it's like the luxury name. Like when you buy a Ferrari,
it's Apple.
It might not cost them, $350,000 to make, a 488, Ferrari 488. But
are people going to?
You're paying for the. I think
because like VR, like we say, we really love VR. We wish VR was further than what it is now.
Right,
like,
with adoption and
once we saw
like experiences.
Ready Player One, it's like. I want it to be like not the crazy like everybody's like
in VR walking out and no one is in reality.
Nobody likes the real life or real world, but just that level of immersion.
Well, I mean, without having like those haptic suits and like full immersion, like I don't think this is going to provide that. But
no,
as far as using your apps in a more exciting way, I think this could be the next big thing, especially if
Yeah.
you're using your app, but there's also some kind of like AR or VR added way to use that.
Yeah, it'll be
That's exciting to
interesting.
interact with, and and it's like good, like they got the two 4K displays and it's good resolution, because sometimes when you do things in VR, it's like a little bit blurry sometimes. Like I want like I like a lot of Formula One, so if there'd be some way you could like sit inside the driver's helmet
Oh, that would be cool.
as
Wish
they're
that came on
racing the
board.
race and see what they see and all that kind of stuff, and have it be like even just 1080p resolution or something like Blu-ray quality as you do it. If they deliver experiences like that, I definitely can see it being a, but then again, we know
What do we know?
that the public, like in general, like they don't buy these high-end devices.
Right. So that's why, like, is it Apple going to be
Like,
finally,
because
even
they
though it
say,
might be $3,000, because it's Apple, people might finally just,
yeah, people
it's
buy,
still a lot of money. I mean,
yeah.
it would, like,
Like I just
I
go
don't
back to
know.
the point where like we have OLED televisions, and they're more of a premium, but most people buy TVs that are $1,000 and under.
Right.
Now, people are buying the iPhones, but everybody buying like the iPhone Pro Max 1 terabyte, and that's the only one. If that was the only iPhone you could, that's why you have different models of the iPhone for more different price points. Even though the most inexpensive iPhone is still a pretty expensive device, but something that just to get in is $3,000. I don't know, but
Yeah.
people buy like the MacBook Pro M1 Max and all that, that stuff. Like when we were buying ours, we were just a few minutes late, and then we were already backed up like
Yeah.
weeks to get it. So maybe people will buy, but
Well,
I
and
just feel like
also,
$3,000. I
it's,
don't think it's going to sell out.
no, I don't think. And again, this is just speculation that the name is Reality Pro, but I'm wondering if, first they'll come out with this Pro edition, right? That's like 3K.
Right.
And then maybe they'll see how that goes, and then maybe later come out with the reality. the
I
non-pro
don't
that's like a
know.
little bit cheaper, and maybe more people
I feel
like
like they're
get
gonna.
in on it. I don't know.
I feel like they're going to want to give you the same experience at every price point, but maybe they'll cut back on the resolution or the storage capacity, and maybe the processor. Like, do they need the M2 processor for this to even work? Can it work with a lesser processor?
Yeah, so
I don't know.
they are saying so it's going to be able to run most iPad apps. So
And iPhone apps.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting how they implement those apps into like a virtual reality,
Augmented reality type thing, yeah.
environment. One thing that I'm excited about is they've been putting a lot of emphasis on this new VR focused Fitness Plus experience that they're
Yeah.
going to bring to the table with this. And I know, like Damien, we just got Damien the Apple Watch Ultra.
Yeah.
That was his anniversary present.
Woohoo!
But I've been in the game a little bit, longer. I have the Apple Watch 7, Series 7, and I use Fitness Plus a lot. I really like Fitness Plus. So I'm excited about what kind of reality, virtual reality experience that I can get with that. And I'm sure like Apple doing it is going to be really, really good. And it'll make like exercising even more fun.
Yeah, like I can see if you have like a virtual assistant, maybe helping you.
Or if you
like,
see the
through,
trainer,
like a training,
augmented
training
reality,
program.
like in your living room doing like a push up or something with you, like I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Because then it's like, a lot of people don't like working out by themselves. They like having a partner or something like that.
right.
And if you have like this Apple trainer and your,
In your
augmented
space,
reality
yeah.
in your actual like living room next to you doing like yoga poses or whatever, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, and then I remember a while back, I can't remember, NFL, there was like something, I think this was HoloLens,
yes,
that NFL
HoloLens.
experience
Yeah.
where you had aspects of like an NFL game, like you had the grid like on your coffee table and you could see the plays being run, and you could go like to the stadium and see stats and things like that. If they have partnerships with any of the sports, I'm struggling for words, but like the NFL, NBA, like all the all
that
of
would be
those,
like if you're sitting
those
courtside.
organization, like sitting courtside, and then just having like an enhanced experience of watching like a NFL game or a Major League Baseball game and stuff like
And I
that.
think with the HoloLens, like how they show, I don't even know if they ever actually came out with this.
No, that NFL
And
thing, I
it's
don't
really
think
sad because
ever,
it looks
because
so
that
cool.
looks so good.
And it looked like, if I remember it correctly, like you could see the field, like if it's like
Yep.
football, whatever, on like a table.
On a
that's in
table,
front of
yeah.
you.
And you can see the plays being run, and
Yeah.
it was just awesome. And I was like,
So
I
don't
want
know.
that.
Maybe
And you could like
Apple will
interact.
finally be the one to like actually make this stuff real.
And maybe that's why it's been taking so long for it to come out, because maybe they're working those deals with those different entertainment companies and trying to get like all the licensing and things like that and get the apps dialed in and get the testing done. So like, yeah, I'm really excited for June to see this thing come out and see the price point. And they're saying you're going to have like a battery that you wear
Like
via USB.
an external battery
so an
pack
external-
that you can like kind of wear in your pocket, right?
Yeah, so I wonder if they're, knowing Apple, they'll probably have like a strap for you to hold that battery securely. So you have like, it's a tethered experience, but I feel like it's going to be like an experience where you're not really going to notice that. And it's going to be nice to have that on, and that'll give you the battery life to have this thing not just last like 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, at first when I heard about like a possible like external battery pack, I was kind of like, I don't know. But now it's still like, as long as it's like not going to go flying out of your pocket. I mean, I don't know what their solution is going to be. Like I've kind of heard like, oh, you wear it in your pocket or something like that. I don't know how big it is. I hope you have a big enough pocket as a woman. Like we don't always have big pockets.
They're going to have the battery pack pants, Apple battery pack pants.
Oh, battery pack strap.
Battery
maybe
pack.
like
Yeah,
a
that's
little
what I'm saying.
fanny,
They'll
a little
probably-
fanny pack.
Well, like kind of like Nintendo does with Ring Fit, and they have for the Joy-Con, they have like, that band that you can put on. I can see Apple having something like that to hold it, and they'll probably charge you $150 for it, but have something like that.
Then I also heard that it's gonna possibly have a proprietary connection or cable or whatever. I'm like, here we go again with this proprietary cable that'll last for like decades.
The European Union was making them USB Type C. I think they'll, I don't know if that'll come, but being Apple, I can see that happening.
Yeah, and then they're also talking about it having hand and eye tracking, and then obviously Siri voice integration. So that's kind of cool. We have the PSVR 2. And the eye tracking on that is
phenomenal,
amazing.
yeah.
Like you have a menu in front of you, and you just move your eyes, and it just
a millimeter.
And it's so accurate.
It's dead on.
It's so accurate, and it's just, it's really, really awesome. And then especially like if you're now, I wonder like how involved are they going to be with games? Obviously, they have the Apple Arcade. But it seems like the way Apple's kind of, again, just what we're hearing, like it's just more of a like using your phone kind of experience in a virtual reality. Like I'm not really hearing a lot about gaming, like games, right? Like I assume they're gonna have.
I mean, games. So for the current state of VR, it's mostly gamers.
Yes.
Like
and real like enthusiasts.
Yeah,
like,
you're doing like the experience of like Half-Life Alyx. You're doing for me is a lot of sim racing, Assetto Corsa.
Horizon Call of Mountain is really cool. On
yeah,
the
so like a lot of the games are what's doing it. Like, and I know like Facebook got the their headset, the Oculus Quest Pro for like business, but. I mean, I really haven't heard about any of my friends in the business world using virtual reality headsets to do collaboration or anything like that. But maybe at like some like training areas, they are using the headsets. But I feel like the gaming is like the big mover of VR and AR. So I feel like they would have to get involved in the game.
I feel like I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, if the Apple Arcade obviously is not like Steam
not the most
or
robust,
anything like that. You know what I mean? So I don't.
Maybe they'll have a way you can use it with your PC. I don't know if Apple will even allow that, or like some games that are through Rosetta you can use on the Mac OS and have a VR experience with that.
Maybe.
Because using when will the novelty of using iPad and iPhone apps wear off, or how exciting are these apps going to be to use? And they're all saying you're going to also be able to use like FaceTime and stuff, and that's pretty cool. Like what kind of experience can you have using this mixed reality headset? with those apps? Like, what have they done? We're gonna have to wait. Hopefully, it's WWDC, which is right around the corner, like a month from now.
June will be here before we know it.
Yeah.
So.
See what's going on with
But
that.
yeah, I'm excited to see, what's gonna come of it. Again, it's Apple, so they're usually late to the party, but
they always say, "Oh, we've done it right."
They bring a good product to the table, so I don't know.
Will
see.
this be at $3,000? I just don't feel like this is the device to bring virtual reality AR to the masses. I feel like if it's done right, I can see it being something like people want to have, but then will people actually lay out the money? And when you're spending that much money, say you're a family, husband and wife and 2 kids, only one person can use it at a time.
Right.
Usually people like
you're
to
not
do,
buying 2.
Yeah, usually people like to do things if you're spending that much money, like a group thing. I feel like that's why the 3D TVs never took off. And you have the 3D TV, you have enough glass. You got like 8 or 10 people, you have enough glasses for everybody, and then when 3D is done right, it really adds to the immersion of the movie and the storytelling. But people just never bought into it. I don't know why. And then of course there was a lot of cheesy 3D. People were just trying to cash in on Avatar and add 3D to it, and it wasn't really done right. And maybe people were seeing a lot of that. But when the 3D is done right, it's definitely a good medium to tell a story, to add more immersion, to enhance your experience. And I feel like this VR, AR, it's kind of exciting to see, one of the big tech giants, to see what they can do with it, and hopefully they can advance it further along. I feel like Facebook with Oculus having that at $299, they have, but I mean, I can count on my hand out of my friends who have VR. It's not that many.
No.
Unfortunately, because I feel like VR is great.
Or I know people that have it, but then they never touch it, and sometimes we're so busy. It's a while before we get around to using it again.
Yeah, but we've done a few things that we've done the Vader Immortal stuff in VR.
Yeah,
we've done. I've done the sim racing.
Definitely been playing Call of the Mountain.
We've done a lot of Beat Saber.
Oh my goodness, I am. Many of you
get our workout on.
Are well that do have VR headsets. Beat Sabers.
Beat Saber is amazing.
Awesome.
So we've done. Where's the one where you're climbing the mountain? It's kind of eerie. We've done that one.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the name is eluding me right now. But we've done our fair share of VR. We still have some things getting we have our motion simulator. We want to do Microsoft Flight Simulator. Want to do Rogue Squadrons in VR with the motions. It's going to be insane. So, just getting time to get our SimRig more dialed in for that area. But I mean, yeah, I feel like the VR AR thing. Now we did get the Lenovo Star Wars Jedi thing with the AR, and that was cool.
Yeah, but we never really used it.
We didn't. We used it. We use it at the beginning.
And I always look at it when I see it. I'm like, oh, I should.
Yeah, we got to use that. But then, I've tried out the HoloLens, and the field of view was just so narrow.
Yes,
with the HoloLens, I feel like it could have been really good, but then the field of view was just so narrow because you're like.
You could definitely tell when you were.
Am I seeing it? Or where is it? And then once you got into that sweet spot, it was good. But
so I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have to see what
Apple can
what the
do.
field of view is going to be. This 4K screen and what's really going to do it is going to be the software. And I feel like it's going to have to be the experiences, and it's going to have to be beyond the productivity apps of using FaceTime, of using some of these regular. iPad and iOS. It has to be something that's going to provide. Maybe they will provide an experience that's
and then because
amazing,
they make everything
people are going to want to use it. I just want if they have an augmented reality keyboard, or they have where you can do the swipe and touch and pinch and zoom and it actually work flowellessly, and it's just very intuitive. That's going to be good.
Because I haven't seen anything about controllers for it or, anything like that.
You've seen eye tracking and hand tracking, though.
I've seen eye tracking and hand tracking.
Yeah,
so I mean, I tell you, if they can do eye tracking like that PSVR 2, or if they could do, I mean,
and
that
just
is
if you
so
can
good.
use your hands as if you're using them in the real world, where you just
minority.
tap.
Am I saying it?
Minority.
Minority. Why can't I?
Minority.
Minority. But yeah, if it could be like that, that would be real exciting.
That's gonna be really good.
All right, so
that's pretty exciting. So you
How
gotta
about-
like let us know if you're looking forward to it, or how much you be willing to pay for it.
yeah,
That kind
if
of
you're
thing.
willing to pay that $3K, if it is going to be $3K.
Willing to pay that $3K.
But how about
What,
Samsung?
the Cupertino kids, if anyone can do it, they can. Yeah. All right.
How about Samsung? So apparently, like Alphabet stock just recently dropped.
I
think
saw
as
it was
much
like
as
55 billion
4% or something, which is
decrease.
for Alphabet, that's a lot.
Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what I heard.
Yeah, so apparently there's been reports that Samsung Electronics is considering replacing the Google search engine as the default engine with Microsoft Bing. Now,
In their Samsung phones, which they saw
yeah,
a lot of Samsung
and
phones.
devices, right? And a lot of people have Samsung devices, Samsung phones.
Tablets, yeah.
So that's interesting because like Google has been like the search engine.
Yeah.
Like I know for us, like we've
growing up,
always-
once Google search hit, I was like, man, this is so awesome. All this information at my fingertips. But now,
and you know
enter AI.
we have never, unless forced, which usually isn't the case, never used Bing ever until
yeah,
ChatGPT, the integration of OpenAI's technology.
Yeah, well, I use Bing to install Chrome when I set up a new,
right.
a new computer. But I think there is like business studies, and actually Bing search is like fairly decent or whatever. But
Yeah.
now that it has the
Now
ChatGPT integration in it,
it has ChatGPT integration. They put their own little flavor on it, but they are using the OpenAI technology. And I use it all the time.
I use it
I
every
don't.
day.
I still. But technically, okay. So technically, I still don't search using Bing. I just use the chat feature.
right?
But it's still Bing.
But it's
nonetheless.
doing like when you do
Right.
your ChatGPT queries, it brings up
You
some
see what
search
it's-
information.
Yeah, it does.
So whether you're looking at it or not, you
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's interesting to see. Yeah, apparently their contract with Samsung's contract with Google is up, and they've been debating
And
whether they're going to use
Yeah.
the Bing with the integrate with the Chat GPT.
That'll be very big. It's just so everybody, including us, like this whole AI, like it's like you said, like Google for the first time. Like it's just like this groundbreaking thing. It's so big and it's so exciting.
I just don't think they saw it coming, and
Well, so-
Bard. I've gotten my
they're
invite for
just-
Bard, but I haven't used it
So
yet.
I've been using it.
Yeah.
And I definitely and obviously I've been using Bing's flavor of ChatGPT, and I still like triple OG ChatGPT. I just like the responses of it
Yeah,
better. Like
this feels like-
sometimes like
even
the
stuff
other
that-
the other two can get a little crazy, and they like I'll ask for give me 10 whatever, and then I'll get two results. I'm like
Right.
I asked for 10.
Right.
Where's my 10?
And then sometimes the quality of the responses that you get is just not as good as the ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully at some point in the future they upgrade it past 2021.
Right, because was it GPT-4? I think that you still have to have the paid version to access that, but
Yeah.
that is recent.
Is that recent?
I believe that's
I think
recent.
I'm going to have to look at some of my subscriptions and get that premium
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
maybe get rid of a
Because
couple.
sometimes during like the high peak hours,
Yeah,
like,
you
I
still
can't I
get
can't
that.
use it.
You don't
and
get it as much anymore. I
No,
believe.
no. I feel like
It's definitely been better.
yeah, and then they just rolled out for your history. They kind of
Yeah, you saw that yesterday.
do it like today, and then like
Yeah, they put
older
that down.
like searches. I kind of need to clean mine up and save some stuff off. So
Yeah, I
when the
wonder if-
search, sometimes your old chats go away, and then
Yeah,
like
can
I
you
start to
save them
freak out.
off? Like, is there a way
I'm
that
just
you
gonna.
can export them?
I don't think you can. I'm just gonna copy the because that's valuable information.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I've copied a couple in my Keep, my
Yeah.
Google Keep or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's just Google and everybody else is they're just kind of late to the party. Now, granted, LLMs, large language models, are not new to Google. I mean, Google's been using them for years for trying to understand expect what people are gonna query and search for and stuff like
Recommendation
that.
engines and stuff. Yeah.
But as far as what ChatGPT is doing and now Bing's integration, they have Bard now, but it's just
It's gonna get. I gotta believe it's gonna get better because
yeah, I'm sure it's gonna
Google
get
is
better.
not in. the business of losing money.
No, and
they're
obviously,
a strong competitor. I feel like they're gonna make it better. But at some point, the new kick, like Google at one time was the new kick on black. Because I remember it used to be Yahoo was first.
Oh, yes.
Yahoo was first. I was using Yahoo search, and then
Oh, and I used to use. Did you ever use Ask Jeeves?
I did.
I used to
Ask
use
Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves. We're probably really dating ourselves
Yeah,
right now.
I use
like Ask Jeeves.
I think there was one called like Lycos.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And I used a bunch of chat, but then when the Google search, I was just like, and then the Google search just over time got better and better, and then you got images and you got all these other features, and like for the longest time, like if you needed to find information, that was the way. But now with the AI stuff, you get the context. It's not just okay. I went to the site and I got this information. You know that information is in a form that is useful to you without having to like read through all the stuff. It was
and
just
sometimes it'll
broken
just
down for you.
It'll just be like I literally had something yesterday. I'm like, I would have to go to multiple sites to try to get this information, but I can just one little query to ChatGPT or whatever, and then I could just get it.
Right.
Whereas you would have to search a couple of times, a couple of different places.
And when you're busy, like all of us are, that time is valuable, and you just need that information in a digestible form to help you be more productive or to solve whatever problem you have at that time.
And it helps you do so many things. I mean, we've been using it so often for so many things, and it's just like it's just really been groundbreaking for us specifically.
Amazing.
Yeah. Let's
yeah. Let's hear it for the ChatGPT.
Right.
Yeah. Now moving on.
Yes.
The size of
games
are beginning
They're
super
getting a little
crazy.
ridiculous.
So, the Jedi Survivor just came out on the 28th, and the size is like
it's around 150 gigabytes.
Gigabytes. That's insane. Like, so
It's,
if you have a couple other AAA games on your,
if you don't have an SSD installed yet.
Well, so you got the 1 terabytes PlayStation 5, and
Right.
It's 867 gigabytes. You don't get the whole terabyte because some of that's used up by the OS. And if you haven't installed like an additional one, I mean, this stuff adds up. And if you're like kind of like us, and you want to have you like to keep your game saves on there, you don't want to
nobody wants to like
install
do
one
housekeeping
and delete one and that kind of thing. I mean, these sizes are getting. I mean, they're just
150 is
that is
one of the biggest
huge
so far.
Now, I did see on Amazon that the Sabrent 8 terabyte, M.2 drive is on sale for $1,100. It's usually like $1,500 or $1,600. So, but still, that's like 2 PlayStation 5s. Like, how many people are going to do that? I mean, a lot of people I know, we put the 2 terabyte drive in there. Some do the 4 terabyte. I mean, the storage of these games are just astronomical, getting huge. Let us know. Like, do you guys do the whole management thing? You play the game, you beat it, and because you complete a game and you've earned that. I mean, you work hard, but you don't want to have to delete all of that progress that you've done,
and then like later
all
on,
of the side quests.
You'll get DLC.
Yeah.
So you uninstall. I got to reinstall it to like get the DLC, like play the DLC or whatever. I don't know. I know
Are you guys buying the 8 terabyte Sabrent drive too?
Speaking of Sambrent, this is more PC related, but I just wanted to mention it. So Sambrent and Apex Storage, like recently, I don't know if I think it might still be in development, but they're making this PCIe card that houses like 21 M.2 SSDs. Like, I think at this, like, we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna need something like this. Like, put it in an enclosure, strap it to the PS5.
Oh yeah, I saw something.
I mean, it's a little overkill.
I saw something for PC where you can put like. I think like 2 M.2 drives in it, and it was a PCIe, so you could like just like insert it in. It was like you just slide it in, and then instead of having to like open up your PC, you just put that in. You can slide in the M.2 drive, and it's mounted and it's in there.
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool. But
I mean, so far we haven't run. So we have 1 terabyte M.2 that we put in the.
No, I thought we put a 2 terabyte, in the PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're nowhere
and then we
near.
have the internal storage, and we have that. But I mean,
we're nowhere near like filling that up. But I mean, when we do fill it up.
I mean, if you get a couple games during the year that are like 150 gigs, I mean, it's gonna add up quick. And like you said, when the DLC comes out and adds even more, you need more storage space. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
From what I'm hearing, though, the Jedi Survivor is not playing well on PC, so console might be the place to play it until it gets patched.
Which is kind of disappointing because, especially AAA titles like that. Like
yeah,
if we can
if you
get
check
them on
out the
PC,
Digital Foundry's review of it, they're saying it's a hot mess.
Yeah, if we can get them on PC, we get it. But yeah, it's just a little. We're so backed up with games, though. Like I'm not gonna get to it.
Yeah,
right
but
away. So
Star
maybe,
Wars, we're gonna play.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna go down.
But I'm just hoping by the time we do play,
it'll be patched.
It'll be. It's such a big game. Like I feel like they're gonna work quickly.
Yeah, EA's gonna
fix.
They're gonna see the
that
feedback. Yeah, because there's stuttering issues and all kinds of other things.
But it's also now the consoles, these next gen consoles are so good. Like it almost is like, maybe I can just get it on the console.
Well, maybe, but if you want that ultimate image quality, and
I know
you're gonna do PC, but I mean, you want it. You want it to be a good experience because when you're playing something that's terrible, it just takes away, and you get frustrated, and you're playing around with settings, and you're going on forums, and you're going on Reddit, and you're trying to figure out. So you're wasting time that you could be playing, and you're just trying to get it optimized. Sometimes it's just not a thing until it gets patched.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one more thing, Netflix is stopping the rental of physical media.
I need hold on. No, that's not right.
No, so I had the 2-disc plan, and I would get movies and stuff and watch things.
We still have 2 discs.
Yeah, we still have 2 discs that we need to send,
returned.
that we haven't returned. But I mean, this is a sad day for physical media. I like physical media. Like a lot of the streaming service don't even have as good a quality as a standard Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Looking at the visuals and things, and I like physical. And this is just kind of another thing where the physical media is just going by the wayside. I feel like it's the thing when people stream music, the CD quality is so much better than what you can get on Spotify. Now you do have the premium ones like Tidal and things like that where you can get the high quality audio, but a lot of people, the standard what you can get, on these streaming services, they rather do that over CD, and people obviously are streaming movies. So, the physical media sales are always after it comes out on streaming first, and the companies get all the money they can get on the streaming sales. So people buying the digital versions there before it comes out on the physical media. But the best quality people is on the physical media.
I know a lot of people listening are probably Netflix still does DVD.
I know.
Yes,
DVDs and Blu-rays.
They
yeah,
still do.
They do, but now that's over. It had been a thing since '98, but now it's no more.
I feel it's Blockbuster closing all over.
Yeah, it's definitely a turning point, but hopefully this doesn't mean that physical media will go by the wayside, especially for people that want the highest fidelity and audio that they can get when watching movies. But that's going to do it for this first ever edition of 411 on Tech Talks.
Yeah, hopefully you guys liked it. We're getting used to things, so bear with us. And then we're gonna do so this is video too. So if you're just listening, it'll also be available on YouTube. We might put it on our official, our 411 Tech channel. We might create another channel for it. I don't know. We haven't really decided. But if you want to watch video, we will have it somewhere. And then, give us, if you like it, give us 5-star review, maybe give us a little audio message. Somehow we'll, I don't know. We're still figuring it all out, but we're excited, and I really enjoyed doing this first episode, so I'm excited to do more.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Yeah. I love talking about tech.
I know we really do.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? We should just make a podcast out of this.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I mean, we're going to talk about it anyway.
I know.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.